Hello, welcome to my channel. I've lost 180 pounds with keto, carnivore, and counting calories. Thank you for watching. Let me just start the video off. This is the fat pieces that I make. And let's see. Callie! Come here, girl. Sit. Good girl. Lou, you're already sitting. Ow! Don't eat my fingers. Baby shark, you catch. Look. Okay. All right. Callie, sit. Good girl. Lou, sit. Easy. Hey, easy, buddy. Good job. Sam, you're gentle. Baby shark, easy. Good job. Now, you guys, let's go this way. Come this way. Come over here. Come here. Callie. Lou. Easy. Ow. Little boy. Now that you're sick, you're getting awful sassy, Sammy. And come here, Baxter. Sit. Good boy. All right. Okay, we all got, but that's what I do with those fat. The fat, I put it in the bottom of that big old sheet cake pan. And then I just chop it up into bite sizes, and that is treats for the dogs. Hey, so something I have been doing for the past couple weeks, it's called mouth taping. Kelly Hogan, if you follow her, was at My Zero Carb Life. She was doing that for a while. I don't know, maybe she still is. But, sorry, I got a hair on my camera. Anyway, and you have to do your own research on it. But I wake up a lot at nighttime, and I have trouble sleeping. And she talked about it, so I was like, okay, why not? So I had a sleep study. So I do not have sleep apnea, but I take this little piece of tape and I put it like from here to here. And I'll show you in a minute. But once I get it on, I can't talk to you. So anyway, I buy just this paper tape. It's paper tape that you get. I used to get it whenever I worked at the hospital. Sometimes I'd come home and forget I had it in my pockets. But it's just plain paper tape. And I'll show you what I do to it. Hang on. Let me set you down here. I kept the shirt on just for this because, I mean, you know, I don't typically sleep in a shirt. Come here, fella. Where's the end? Takes about 10 minutes to find the ends. Aha! I think there it is. So what I do, maybe, come on. Ain't nobody got time for that. It's bedtime. Okay. So, typically, because I don't like it, it hurts in the morning when you take it off. So, what I typically do is I take it and I kind of touch it a little bit. Just to kind of take a little bit of that adhesive off. Not a lot. And then I like things to be even. It's just who I am and what I'm like. So I fold it so that the ends match up. And I go, I can still take a drink if I want to. Like that. And then in the morning, I take it off. And it hurts like the dickens. Because after you sleep with it, you know, it settles in back on your lips. But, yeah. What I found for me is that I wake up less throughout the night. And I seem like I'm sleeping deeper. I don't know. Maybe it's just anecdotal. Maybe it's just a one-time gig, you know. Who knows in a couple months. But it does seem to be helping. So I'm okay with it. All right, I'm going to put this back on. Good night. And there it is. That's what I do every night. Except there's faces right around me. And, okay, let's go potty. Okay, now. So, yeah, that's what I do at night. I tape it, and I sleep pretty good. Okay, a lot better than I used to. Bye. We kind of have a random meal prep today. Bunch of random little things, but these little things are what helps, make your week go well. I've decided, I'm going to try, I think I told you 2 pieces of bacon is the same amount of calories as the yogurt. So, which I'm thinking I want to try making up some bacon for the week. I don't have to do it every day or anything. I don't have to eat it every day. But, so I have my oven set on 350. And I'm going to do some bacon. And we will see how she goes. We'll definitely be getting some bacon grease, which I won't put in with that ghee that I made up. I don't want to put it in there because that is, hang on, can't ever think and talk at the same time. Maybe that's why I'm slow answering questions at work. I can't think and talk at the same time. Anyway, so ghee and bacon grease have different smoke temperatures. So the bacon grease will go in its own little container. So I'm going to put this in here. But that's the oven saying, hey, I'm warm now. I'm preheated, lady. How many do I have left? 1, 2, 3. No, I know bacon shrinks, but let's see what I can do here. Well, there's 2 left. I don't really want to stick bacon on top of bacon because then it sticks. I don't like stuck bacon. So I'm going to try to, hey, wait, maybe if I put these skinny ones together. Ooh, that's good. Then I just have one fat one. All right. So I've got my oven at 350, and I'm going to put it in. And we are going to see how this works. So this, as time goes, I'll take 4 of these half slices. So I'm going to put this in the oven, and we'll use this for some meal prep today. Let's check on that bacon. I had to change shirts. I got hot, man. Definitely not done. I like my bacon. This to me is like ham. I like my bacon like, I don't know what you call it, but I like it crisp. But I don't know if I flip it. I don't remember what I used to do. Oh, see, I told you it's going to stick together. I don't like that. But I'm going to flip it. I used to make bacon every weekend. And I'm going to go on and flip them. I won't make you painfully watch me flip every single one of these. Now don't forget, I don't know what I was going to tell you not to forget. I done forgot. Yeah. My sister said it's called the foggy 50s because people in their 50s start forgetting stuff as our hormones change. I thought that was that's pretty adequate for me and my brain. Anyway, I used to do this every weekend when I was carnivore. Looking back now, I know why I lost the weight, but then I also know why I stalled for those 7-8 months. I know why I stalled because I never adjusted my calories. I was eating what people were eating to maintain their weight instead of eating what I needed to lose weight. Alright, now let's put this jobber back in. Pig is life, I said. Oh, I'm not going to make you watch me do the whole thing, and here I did. Anyway, hey Ziggy, timer, 20 minutes.
Setting timer, 20 minutes, starting now. Do you
Okay.
want to name this timer?
Name timer bacon.
20-minute timer now named bacon.
Bacon is life. Okay, I'll holler when it's done. And here is our bacon. Looking really, really good. So what I'll do is pull it out and set it on paper towels. So how's your day going? Anything exciting going on? Earlier I was thinking I wanted to go to the thrift store, but then I got gaming, and now I'm like, do I really want to go to the thrift store? Maybe not. What would I get if I went? I do want some more. I'd like a couple pair of jeans. I have a few pair of jeans, but you know, I'd like a couple pair. Friday, I wore a t-shirt to work. So my office building is so cold that I cannot wear short sleeves at work. So it's another reason why I'm hesitant to go to the thrift store. I think maybe like all their summer stuff is out. I do need a pair of like cropped pants for walking the dogs, but not yet. This temperature, I'm telling you, like I've had my heater on this morning. So anyway, I don't want to go to the thrift store if all they have is summer stuff, but I do want a few short sleeve shirts. But I'm not going to be in the right frame of mind of getting short sleeve shirts if I'm freezing. So anyway, so I'm going to set these out and just let them kind of, air off. Actually, no, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to kind of blot the tops of them a little bit, and then I'll let them sit. So on days where I do not take a yogurt, I'll take two pieces of bacon, which is 4 of these. And yeah. But also now I don't even know if there's any grease down in here. Let's see. Let's see if there's any bacon grease. Not much if there is. Well, a little bit. That's worth saving. Hang on. All right, I'm going to put it down in here. So and I will tip that up. And I do not have to wash this casserole dish. Yay, Terry. Yay, Terry, Terry, Terry. So this bacon grease, I'll just set back here and let it cool down. We'll see what else I have next on the agenda. I have a to-do list, and I throw things on there throughout the week of things I want to do. So we'll see what's next. For the record, this is what I'll put my bacon in. So that way, whenever I want a piece, I can just grab it and go. And there we go. I'm going to put a little thingy on it that says bacon. And there we go. I got it labeled. I'll put this in the refrigerator. And this week when I want to take bacon to work, I'll know which one to grab. Next up, we are going to make some chocolate electrolytes. You can definitely buy Element or whatever brand you prefer. But I prefer to make my own because it's cheaper. You just need salt. You need some sodium-free salt. And usually these are potassium. So if you look at your Element packages or your Relight packages, they have sodium, potassium, and sodium chloride, which is also in a lot of the salts. And with the chocolate one, there is chocolate. So when I originally did this recipe, I figured out how much is needed per serving, and I took it times 30, so for 30 servings. So that way it was going to be the same as the Relight container. And then I figured out how much that Relight container weighed. And so I subtracted the weight of the salt and potassium. And that's how I figured out how much cocoa I needed in weight. So all of this is done by weight. I'm going to zoom in here for you. You won't see the numbers on the thing. So I do 42 grams of sodium, which is your salt. And whatever kind of salt you use, it's 42 grams. Now it does kind of swarm a little bit, so whenever you Whenever you get up to, 38, 39, you got to just do a little at a time. All right. So there's one. And then potassium, we'll re-zero it. And it's 22 of potassium. So these salt substitutes, they're real fine. And so kind of almost like flour. So it comes out pretty fast. So you got to kind of really watch it. I definitely don't pour out of the big open scooping side. I pour out of the whole side. All right, so there we go. So now the cocoa, I've got 146 grams. Now the cocoa powder is super duper duper light and airy. So when you make this, just so you know, like whatever thing you use, it's going to be always coated. The lid is going to always be coated. It's just always going to have that in it, which is fine. I don't care. But I just want you to know, because it was a surprise to me at how messy it was after I had made it. So what I'm doing is I'm making 2 of these. I'm going to have one for home. And what I've been doing at work is after I finish my coffee in the mornings, or well, when I'm almost done with it, I've been adding a little extra water because it's so cold at work. So I've been adding some extra hot water and then a little bit of like a half of a serving of the electrolytes. So you can see there's chocolate on the top and electrolytes on the bottom. So then you just shake it up. Shake it up, shake it up, shake it off, shake it off. And then when you're done, you want to beat it pretty good. Again, it's always going to have that around the top. See the top? It just coats it. And that's how it looks. So there is your chocolate electrolytes. Like I said, I'm making one for work. I'm making one for home because this one's running low. So, since I've got this open, and I know I'm going to have to open up another one, I'm just going to go on and do the chocolate first. So, 146 grams. And don't just take my word for the amounts, just double check it for you because, you might want yours a little less salty. You may want it a little less potassium-y. Yeah. You just might want to do whatever you want. Maybe some of the things are too salty for you. Or maybe, you don't want that much stuff in your life. So, you can make it however you want it to be. So, maybe you're somebody who thinks electrolytes is just way too salty for your taste. Well, in that case, instead of doing 42 grams, do half of that. Do 20 grams and see what you think about half of it. You kind of just got to do what works for you, not everything. The thing is, not all this is a one way is the right way kind of thing. Like, I've got people who follow me and they talk about how they're doing this, that, and the other, and it's working for them. So you can't just follow what one person does and think that that's going to be the cure to whatever ails you. Like I had to try out different things. I tried carnivore and keto, and just dirty keto wasn't enough. I had to start counting calories. So we all kind of have to figure out what works for us. And my thought process is, as long as you are trying to eat as much of a whole foods diet as possible, then I feel like that's what's important. As much as possible. Again, I'm not, because, well, I guess this is pretty natural, cocoa. What somebody told me is you get the 100% cocoa, the Dutch process, and it's kind of cool because for those who do net carbs, it's 2 carbs, 2 total carbs, and 2 fiber. So if you're doing net carbs, this is 0 carbs. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm going to pour this one that I've got into here. And it's about 1 tablespoon is a serving. Because it's 7 grams is a serving. And I kind of weighed it out and measured it in the past to kind of know. So, and I'm not really too stressed if I get a little extra or a little bit less. I'm not too freaked out about it. So, anyway, so there's my chocolate electrolytes. And that can sit right back there. And then I'll add it to my coffee. And that's another thing we're making. So, we will see. I just set it right back there by my coffee. So in the mornings, whenever I make up my coffee, those two are together. And that sits back there, and that sits back there, and I put this away. And in the mornings, I can just grab it and put it in my coffee, or before I go to bed, whichever. So that's our chocolate electrolytes. So I always say part of meal prep is setting yourself up for a successful week ahead. So I have this much jicama left, and we know I like jicama in my salads. So I'm going to be transferring some things over to different containers so that way I can pull things out of the freezer stuff. So I'm going to pour the already defrosted jicama into this little container. And I'm going to get a new container and I'll pull out some of the frozen jicama. So that way, this will probably be about 2 days maybe of jicama. So I'll go in and pour some of my frozen jicama out. Remember, I buy things and I cut them up and I freeze them because I don't care about textures. So let me get a new lid. Okay, so I will just put this in my refrigerator and let it defrost at its own, let it defrost at its own pace. So that's going to be jicama. And I'll set this over here. And then I'll put this back in the freezer. And I'm surprised I didn't label it. Did I label the other side? Nope. So I'm going to go on and label it now. So that way I don't know. I don't know what else I would have that looks like this, but you never know. So I'll put this back in the freezer. Hang on. Random side note I wanted to show you. Whenever I cooked those 20 pounds of ground beef and I let it cool down and I pulled the fat off, what I did was I pulled it all into here, into these. So this is that top layer of beef fat. So that way when I'm ready, I pop this in the freezer. So when I am ready to make dog treats out of it, all I gotta do is pull these out and pour and melt it down into that big old sheet cake pan. So I'm going to put these back in the freezer. But I just wanted you to know, so that's what I do with things. I label them and toss them into one of the freezers, and then I know where they're at. Something else I wanted to have this week is peppers. We know I love peppers on my salads. But for lunch today, I'm going to have, which you'll see this in my meal part, I'm going to have some andouille sausage with some peppers and onions. So I'm going to have one of these I'll leave out to defrost just out on the shelf. The other one, and it looks like when I cut them up, I cut them into strips and not cubes, which is fine. So for my salads this week, I'm going to put this in here and I can toss those Ziploc bags. Now, if you want to, you could save the Ziploc bags and reuse them for next time. I just don't know when next time's going to be, so I'm just not doing it. And because I've done it in the past and I forget, and I'll have like 5 big old Ziploc bags in my freezer and totally forget that they were even in there to begin with. So come on. I feel like I'm a comedy show. You know, where the cartoons where they're chasing each other in and out of doorways, running down the hallway there. All right, I got it. So there's the jicama, there's the peppers. I got those together. Those are going to defrost. And these, like I said, they're going to sit out along with this because later on I'm going to do that. I'm going to set them on a plate because, you know, when things defrost, the moisture still comes out even though it's sealed. So that's that. Now, onions. I do not have any other frozen onions. But I would like to put these in a smaller container so it takes up less space. So in order to do that, what I'm going to do, I want to get, these have been in my refrigerator. I've been pulling these out. I want to kind of pull off some of the moisture from the onions. So I'm just blotting them. I like purple onions, but tomorrow or Monday when I payday, I don't know when y'all see this video, but when I go shopping, instead of the red onions, I'm gonna get some of those produce from the produce section of the chopped white onions, because those are just as easy to add and they're no manual labor, and I won't have to freeze those if I buy the kind that's already chopped. Because I can just buy one little container. I don't have to do any slicing and get all messy. So I will be using those when these run out. Let's see. So let me put this here. Oh, I need a lid for this one. So I'll know that these are the defrosted ones since they're in these containers. And those are the frozen ones. Let me set these here. Kind of got to clean as I go. What is this? Oh, hey, hey. Oh, look at Terry. I love Terry. I'm telling you what. I didn't realize. I just grabbed these Ziploc bags to see what's in them. Cha-ching. This is red onions. Ha, ha, ha. So let me put those into, let me put these into a, no, I'm just going to pull one out. And then I'll put them right down into here. Ha, ha, ha. Man, oh man, oh man. Sometimes I surprise myself. So, I'll put a lid on this little jobber. I'm still picking up the other onions because I want them. But anyway, so I'll put these over here. And I'll know that the really purpley ones are the ones that I want to use first. And I'll put these red onions right back in the freezer. All right, hang on. I need to kind of rearrange here. Just a second. Okay, last of my meal prep. I bought pico de gallo at some stage in my life. And I broke it up into these little Ziploc bags. I already defrosted one. And that's what I had on my salad this week. And I've got one, told y'all I freeze everything. So I have one pico de gallo, and this is tomato paste. I didn't want it to go bad, so I poured it into here. So I'll just stick this together and put this back in the freezer. I don't know how much pico de gallo I will necessarily use this week. So I'll put this back in my freezer. And I will go in and add, this will defrost pretty fast. So I'm going to go in and add it to the one that's down in here. And there we go. That's my random, it's kind of a random meal prep day, I know. But, so I will put that on my salad. So I'll put this in the refrigerator, put this back in the freezer, and there we go. That's our meal prep for the day.